Jason Biggs, the 47-year-old actor best remembered for his breakout role as the awkward, pie-involved teenager Jim Levenstein in the 1999 teen comedy American Pie, has opened up about a personal parenting decision that sparked widespread discussion. Biggs, who shares two sons, 11-year-old Sid and 8-year-old Lazlo, with his wife, actress Jenny Mollen, appeared on SiriusXM's The Julia Cunningham Show and detailed the moment he chose to show his eldest son one of the film's most infamous scenes as part of an early sex education conversation. The American Pie franchise, which spawned multiple sequels and became a cultural touchstone for millennial coming-of-age humor, features several memorable and boundary-pushing moments. The pie scene, in which Jim mistakenly uses his mother's freshly baked apple pie as a substitute for intimacy, remains one of the most talked about and parodied sequences in modern comedy. 4 years after the film's release, Biggs has fielded endless references to it from fans, strangers, and media alike, often in unexpected and awkward public encounters. Biggs explained that his sons had begun hearing vague mentions of American Pie and the infamous pie from peers or online sources, prompting repeated questions directed at him. "Daddy, what do you do with the pie?" Rather than dodging the topic or allowing misinformation to spread through schoolyard gossip, Biggs and Mollen decided to address it head-on. After thoughtful discussions between themselves, they concluded that proactively controlling the narrative was preferable to letting Sid encounter crude or exaggerated versions from friends or random passersby. In a candid recounting on the podcast, Biggs described showing Sid the specific scene in a controlled, parent-guided context. The decision stemmed from a desire to get ahead of this before external influences shaped his son's understanding in less constructive ways. He framed it as his personal version of the sex talk, not a comprehensive biology lesson, but a targeted explanation tied directly to his own public image and work. Biggs illustrated the real-world urgency with an anecdote from a family walk in New York City. While out together, a man passed by and shouted a crude reference, "Hey, it's the pie F************, loud enough for Biggs to hear but, fortunately, not registering with the boys who were walking ahead. Incidents like this, combined with other unsolicited comments over the years, reinforced the couple's belief that transparency at home was essential. By presenting the scene himself, Biggs could provide context, explain the comedic exaggeration, discuss consent and respect, and answer questions in a safe environment. This approach reflects evolving parenting philosophies in the digital age, where children often encounter adult-themed content far earlier than previous generations due to social media, memes, and instant access to pop culture archives. Biggs emphasized the balance between shielding kids and empowering them with knowledge. How much should parents allow external voices to define sensitive topics, and how much should they steer the conversation? In his case, the persistent real-life reminders of his most famous role made waiting feel untenable. The American Pie films, directed by the Weitz brothers and Paul Weitz, captured the late-90s/early 2000s teen experience with raunchy humor that pushed boundaries while ultimately delivering messages about friendship, self-discovery, and awkward first experiences. Biggs' character Jim became synonymous with relatable embarrassment, and the pie scene in particular entered the lexicon as shorthand for youthful sexual mishaps. For Biggs personally, living with that association for over 2 decades has meant navigating fame's peculiarities, including shielding his children from its cruder aspects until they were ready. His decision has prompted varied reactions. Some applaud it as responsible and proactive parenting, better for a child to learn from a trusted parent than through distorted secondhand stories. Others question whether exposing an 11-year-old to the explicit scene was appropriate, even with guidance. Biggs and Mollen clearly weighed these factors, opting for openness as the best defense against misinformation. As Biggs continues his career in film and television, including roles in comedies and dramas, moments like this humanize him beyond the pie guy label. His willingness to discuss family dynamics openly adds depth to his public persona, showing a thoughtful side to a performer often reduced to one iconic gag.